Bears fans, welcome back. It is Saturday the 9th. Keys to the game time today. We are recording this at approximately 5:15 p.m. Sorry, just adjusting my headphone here. All right, keys to the game today. Let's go. Let's go with this. We got Kmet today. He is going to be a big key to the game for me. The girlfriend got a new chair for her desk, which means I got a new chair to sit in. And Bears fans, this is comfy. All right, keys to the game. Let's go. I will give keys to the offensive side and defensive side for this episode. We'll kind of change it up a little bit because usually I just give 3 keys and sometimes an honorable mention. But today I'm going to go ahead and give you a couple for each side of the ball. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, my number one key to the game, gotta get Kmet back involved with the game. 0 targets last week is unacceptable to me. I can't stand that. He is arguably one of the top 3 tight ends in the game right now, and you guys just have him running routes and basically just on the field for no reason. So you need to start getting him back the ball. I think that he plays a major role in your third downs as it is. So using him to the full advantage for me is what I want to see because he will help you get downfield, especially in those red zone scenarios. My key number 2 for the offense, I would like to see Caleb Williams get some confidence back, use this as a get-right game. I want to see him a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. I would like to see him get a little bit more accuracy on some of those deep balls, not overthrowing so much. I would like to see him not have to scramble as much, hopefully, so we'll have to leave that up to the offensive line. And, I would just like to see him get everybody receptions tomorrow on Sunday. I want to see him be able to be effective both in the run game and the pass game, even though he's not so much of a running quarterback. I just want to see him be a little bit smarter with his throws because the last week in Arizona, he struggled quite a bit getting receivers the ball. So, I also think that that's not really a detriment to him. I think that part of it is the lack of the offensive line protecting him, as well as him not just having enough time to go through all of his reads and see the open receivers. I mean, we saw it a couple of times last week where DJ Moore or Keenan was open and he just missed it. And I think, like I said, that's more of the offensive line not giving him just enough time to see things that are downfield. So hopefully that will help. And hopefully the offensive line, can give him some help. And we can see him make a few more completions this week. Get some more yards in the air on Sunday. And then obviously my third key to the game, which I kind of already mentioned it, I need to see the offensive line protect my quarterback a little bit better. We've been really solid with run blocking this year. Pass blocking, not so much. So I would like to see the offensive line step it up. I know that we are looking at Ryan Bates and Tevin Jenkins. They were both full practice yesterday because I did not do a video yesterday for the injury report like I usually do. So I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at it now, and I can see that Ryan Bates and Tevin Jenkins are both full practice. So hopefully getting those 2 guys in the mix full game will help. And I believe those are the guys I'm looking at on the offensive line. We're still missing Amagaji, Braxton Jones, and Darnell Wright might be a problem this week, not having him there. But we will see. Hopefully the offensive line can provide us some protection for Caleb Williams tomorrow. And then, for an honorable mention, I would say, just be smart with your run and pass mix. I would lean on the run game heavy this week. I have heard and seen on stat sheets that New England is terrible against the run game, so you should be able to pick up quite a few yards on the ground. Just be smart with how you use Roshan Johnson and DeAndre Swift. Play them to their strengths. Play DeAndre Swift on the outside, Roshan Johnson up the middle, and I think you will be okay. This 100% should be a get-right game for the offense. Let's see if that will happen. Now, on the defensive side, before I get into the keys, I will just say that Jaquan Brisker was listed as out basically on Tuesday or Wednesday this week. He was listed out super early. So, not having him, it's starting to get concerning. You definitely want to have him back. Although I could see how this concussion could be different because instead of him running into somebody, he got ran into. So you might have to be babying this concussion a little bit more. They still won't really speak on what is the steps that he can't get past. Like, we don't know what that hurdle is for him in his concussion protocol right now. But I've said the same thing basically since this concussion happened. If you have to wait, if you have to make it right, I want to make sure that he would be right for the divisional games because that's when you're going to want him the most. So we will see what happens when the injury report comes out on Wednesday for him. But we do have Kyler Gordon that was full practice. Terrell Smith was full practice. Montez Sweat was full practice. So those guys are three very, very big. Those guys are three very, very big names to get back on the defensive side of the ball. So I am looking forward to seeing them in the game. That should be a pretty big difference maker because, in Arizona they got ran on a lot, and it was to Montez Sweat's side of the field quite a bit. And then not having Kyler Gordon there, he's just such a difference maker on the field. So hopefully getting those guys back on the defense will help right the defense from what went wrong last week. So my keys to the game for the defensive side of the ball, just your one-on-one match. My number one for them would be the one-on-one matchups because Tyreek Stevenson, after what happened in against the Commanders, he came out against Arizona, played very good ball. So he got himself right, I would say, pretty quick. And then you're also one-on-one with Jalen Johnson. People just don't stand a chance against Jalen. He's got like the highest PFF grade the highest grade, but the lowest yards against and the lowest quarterback rating against in the league. So obviously, just keeping your defensive backs up to that level, keeping things in the middle of the field, get it back to your linebackers, things like that. I think that will help the most on the defensive side of the ball. And then your offensive line, without having what's his name? I'm gonna brain fart here. I'm gonna brain fart. It'll come to me. But having that loss on the offense or the defensive line that you got with Andrew Billings. There we go. With Andrew Billings being out with that torn pec, even though it hasn't been stated by the coaches that he will be out the rest of the year, it's pretty much a guarantee unless you make a playoff push, which even then it's still hard to try to ask him to come back. But can you get back to the red zone defense that you had prior to Arizona, where you weren't giving up touchdowns? That will be a big key to the game there. And then can you try to stop the run before the red zone? I think will be a big deal. And then whoever is playing in place of Jaquan Brisker this week, can you make it serviceable? Can you make it not seem like not having Jaquan Brisker on the field is a really big loss to the team right now? It is Jaquan Brisker. He is your starter, so there is a hit there. And, not having Jaquan to be able to make plays is a loss in and of itself. But can you be serviceable with whoever is going to be plugging and playing in there? I believe they're probably going to have a rotation of 2 players, which would be fine for me. I'm okay with that. And then can you get back to the forcing turnovers? In Arizona, we didn't see one defensive turnover the entire game, but can you get back to either a strip sack or forcing a fumble or an interception? Can you get back to where you were before Arizona? Because a lot of people were saying that, it seems like the monsters of the Midway is back. The peanut punch is back. You got all these things going so good. So can you get back to that and be that shut down, let 21 points or less defense? I think that a struggling team in New England would be a good team to right that ship against, especially because you go into Green Bay the week right after that, even though it is at home. Having that get right game and then swinging momentum from 2 losses to a win column win, and then bring that into the game against Green Bay looks a lot better than struggling against New England and potentially taking an L. So, I think that, like I said, I think that this should just be a get right game for the Chicago Bears. I'm not anticipating a blowout. I don't expect a blowout. I don't even need a blowout. I just want to see the Chicago Bears get back to basically where they were. Get back to where you were and just use it as, like I said, a get right game. I would like to also see a offensive touchdown within the first 2 quarters. Today or tomorrow. I'm sorry. I would like to see a first or second quarter touchdown. I think that would be a good building block for the offense, because they have never had a problem getting the ball downfield in the first and second quarter. Their yards for the most part have been really good. It's just they just can't capitalize and get 7. They're usually having to settle for 3 or not getting any at all. They will get to the plus side or the minus side of the field and then either take a massive sack for a loss and then have to punt it or have to settle for 3. So, like I said, if you could just get some sort of offensive points in the first quarter, that would be a really good building block. But, you got the Gauntlet coming up, and this needs to be a get-right game because you needed to win against Arizona. You needed to win against the Commanders. Well, now you absolutely need to win against the Patriots. So I just hope that it's a get-right game, just so that, going into Green Bay is a little bit more palatable to watch, at least. So, but other than that, like I said, I just want a little bit of confidence going into Green Bay, because as of right now, there is 0. So if you can give me at least 1 point of confidence where I can look back on this game on Monday or Tuesday when I do that video and say, you know what, these things improved and these things will help you when you go against Green Bay, that's what I'm looking for. So you let me know what you think down in the comments, Bears fans. Is this a get-right game? What do you expect to happen? Will the offense improve or kind of get back to what they were doing prior to Arizona? And then again, with the guys coming back for defense, should we expect the defense to look just as good as they were prior to Arizona? You let me know down in the comments. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that we could beat that algorithm that YouTube has. With that, my mans, my ladies, everyone on YouTube, you have a good rest of your night, and we will catch you tomorrow for the Chicago Bears game.